Ross, thanks for joining us. I'd imagine Daryl Clark's probably the happier of the two managers with the points.
I would expect so. I thought it was a fairly even first half. The game looked how I thought it was going to look. If I were Daryl Clark, I would have gone in and tried to pump my players up, get them to play at a high tempo, to put us under a bit of pressure and see where it goes from there. He hasn't had a long time to work with his group, so that's how it looked. They huffed and puffed, and we did the same, really. Like I say, fairly even first half. We felt comfortable, real good feel at half time with the players that we felt we could kick on. And the main message at half time was to go out. We felt that they would come after us again in a similar manner, and we needed to go through that to take the sting out of that and give ourselves a platform to go on and win it. And I felt it was a foul in the build-up on Tunji. The guy headbutts him inside of the head. I felt it at the time, and I normally say to you that I don't watch it, but I was angry, and I've seen it. He headbutts Tunji in the side of the head, and last time I checked, that was a foul. But then I think we're poor in terms of the way that we deal with that. Once we don't get the free kick, it goes into our box, we don't clear our lines, and we find ourselves 1-0 down. And then you know that a team have got something to fight for and run around for, however tired they might be in the latter stages of the game. But I felt that we really responded well, kicked on, and we looked like the better team that could, maybe would have won it on another day.
The equaliser was a special one, especially for Dan Kemp, his first for the O's.
Too right, yeah, and we know that, to be honest, when Dan come here, it was something that he and I have spoken about a lot, that he needs to add goals and assists to his game, and it's he's come in and had his games that he's had so far. But I felt today that once he got on that side of the pitch and he's not in the mud pit on this side, it makes it very difficult for a dribbler like him, like Brove, to carry the ball in those circumstances. And we felt that once he did switch over, that he was going to get opportunities to come inside or create opportunities. I thought he created well today, and I'm delighted that he got himself on the score sheet with a very nice finish.
A frustrating afternoon for Dan Johnson, but it almost broke for the DJ.
It did, and we were actually saying on the bench at the time that it dropped to Dan, and you have expectations of him smashing them ones in the goal. It sort of dropped across his body, and he just couldn't quite bring it round. We were right behind it. I think it was a difficult finish for him once it dropped to him, but I think what you do see there is that's Danny Johnson. He gets himself in those positions that people think are fluke, think are luck. It can't be luck when you always find yourself in and around it. So much needed period of time on the pitch for Dan today. He looks as if he's come through it well and unscathed, and just a shame for him that he didn't add to that goal tally.
Before that goal from Dan Kemp, though, there weren't too many chances for the O's. Were you ambitious enough?
Yes, I think so. Yes, I think I don't know the stats, Dave. As I've said there, I only normally have a quick look at particular things that you might ask me about. One today was the goal against us. I thought we were. I thought we. People can question the fact that we haven't won the game today, rightly so, but we should have won. We created more chances, we had more shots on goal, we put balls across the box more often. It's something that we've expressed, we've talked about, we've worked on, and I thought there was some outcomes from that today. Of course, I'm going to always stand here and say, yes, we can be more aggressive, yes, we can be more adventurous, but I think when the balls are going forward and in the second half, we've got Connor Wilkinson in good aggressive positions, Danny Johnson in the box, Tristan Abrahams, James Brophy putting crosses in, Nick Freeman, Joby McAnuff getting around the box. There's not too many more players I'd want to commit to attack.
Were you tempted to play Tristan Abrahams in the centre and maybe change formation those closing stages?
No, I think not really, because I thought we were a better team, and I think I wrote down when we were 1-0 down a different shape to bring Tristan on and try to impact the game, and now we would shuffle the pack to try to do that. But when it's working, when you're getting into good areas and you look like the better team, there's not really a great deal of reason to change it. The reason Dan came off is because we've got a big hectic schedule and he started to stretch his quad, so I didn't want to put him at risk, and Tristan's a more than capable replacement. I know he can play in that wide position, and he had a very good opportunity for us in terms of trying to create in a very short period of time.
It is an incredibly hectic schedule and there's lots of injuries. What's the latest on Craig Clay?
Craig Clay's okay. I've had a good chat with him just now as we've come out the tunnel, and he looks as if he's responded really well to some work today. So the scans that we've had, it's been really uncertain. We had because of the impact injury that he suffered, it was a bruising, if you like, on his quad area. It looked as if he'd pulled his quad, so we were under the impression that he was going to be out for a real extended period of time, almost the rest of the season at one stage. But because we got him scanned so quickly to travel to Carlisle, the scan came back a lot more severe than perhaps it would have done had we waited a little bit longer. So now it's settled down again. Craig looks in a good place. He's done a lot of work today. I don't know if Tuesday might come too soon for him. but we'll cross our fingers and we'll see how the next couple of days look.
And Sam Ling?
Sam's similar, probably a little bit further along the line than a little bit more delayed than Craig. Sam's was a pulled muscle at the top of his leg, meeting his bottom, if you like. So that's in a bit of a difficult area, but we don't envisage him being out for much longer than maybe this week.
Lee and Goal, Saturio, are they out for the campaign?
We're going to miss Lee and Goal for a very long time. I'd love to say that we're going to be able to see him back. The great thing for Lee, his career and his opportunity to get back playing again, is he doesn't have to go under the knife. That was something that we were really concerned about, that it was at a severity level that he might have to have it operated on, but the surgeon we discussed it with was very confident that he can rehab that away from surgery. So we're going to be, I think it's almost not worth talking about Lee until we get further towards the back end of the season and we can start seeing what it really looks like as to whether we see him back on the pitch again this season.
Saturio? And
sorry, with Ruel's is a bit similar to Craig Clay's, really. We had a bit of a scare with the original scan, and it looked very severe, very close to what Lee had suffered in actual fact. But now it's come back after a week or two of rest and some work on the area. The follow-up scans and the looks that we've had now start to look as if it's a little bit brighter. So I can't put a figure on it because it would be naive of me to do so. I think the other one as well, Dave, is Louis Dennis has missed out today with a tight quad. He suffered that in the last couple of days of training. And we will see what the severity of that looks like on Monday morning when he has a scan and gives us a little bit more information.
Ross, as you know, these are difficult, tough times, and there was another sad loss for the club.
Yeah, Gary, I didn't know Gary, but I think I'm really pleased. I know we discussed about being able to bring it up. I want to send our condolences to his family and to say that we're all thinking of him. You know what really hurts me, and I don't know if I said this in previous interviews with yourself, Dave, is what really hurts me for these people that have lost their lives during this time is they've lost their lives to so many different things, but this place is such a huge part of people's lives, and to not have been able to have experienced that for the last year or so is sad. It's sad, and I think it's also really sad now that we can't celebrate their lives together. And funerals are restricted. I think I'm making it sound very Orient related, but it's because it's Orient people that I do so. But I'm sure the supporters club or the pubs and bar that Gary and his family potentially would be drinking in and wherever they would be after today's game, it makes it really sad that those people that come and know him for the period of time that they have done, they can't come and celebrate his life, and as I say, haven't been able to enjoy coming to Leyton Orient with him in the last year of his life. So, and I find that really sad, but the main thing is that the family and the close loved ones know that we're thinking of him.
I know that Gary was one of those gentlemen in the supporters club. His smile would light up the room, and he worked so hard, particularly organising the away travel and things. Another person that's going to be missed by so many friends here. Yeah, and that's it, isn't it, Dave? It's very easy for us to bring it all back around Leyton Orient, but this place means so much to everybody, and these people that have been coming here for a lengthy period of time, and to have missed out on all of that, and to be suffering the loss of the light in those rooms that you just mentioned. It's a great way of putting it, because I'm sure you would have had Simon lighting up the doorway when you entered, and then Gary somewhere else organising his travel, etc., etc. So as I said, I don't profess to say that I knew him particularly well. I knew who he was, but I find it incredibly sad, and I just want their families to know that we're all thinking of him. I'm sure it's going to be appreciated. Thank you, Ross. Thank you.